What's up, everyone? I am DownshiftMojo, and this is vlog number 5. Now, the pillion helmet rule was enforced in Bangalore a few months ago, and now most recently Maharashtra has adopted the same. So here are a few things to keep in mind when you go out to buy a helmet. Number one is the safety rating or the safety standard of the helmet. Number two is the way the helmet fits you or the fit of the helmet. Number three, which people don't know, is the type of the helmet. And last but not the least is the features that the helmet offers you. When it comes to safety rating of a helmet, there are three main bodies that test helmets, and they are the Snell Memorial Foundation, the DOT, which is the Department of Transportation in the US, and the ECE, which is a European body. Now, I'm not including the ISI because the Indian Standards Institute, they don't really have any tests for helmets. They just basically have a guideline as to how a helmet is supposed to be designed. Now, when testing a helmet, there are three main criteria on which helmets are tested. One is the impact test, which basically tests how much of an impact the helmet can absorb. Number two is the penetration test, in which basically they drop a really sharp object from a particular height and see how deep into the helmet it goes. And number three is the retention test, which basically tests as to how much stress your chin strap can take. Now, the difference between the main bodies like Snell, DOT and ECE, when it comes to these tests, it's basically just a small difference in how these tests are performed and when they are performed. For example, the DOT, they test a helmet by model. So when a manufacturer makes a new helmet, they send an application to the DOT and they test the helmet and they certify that particular model as a DOT certified helmet. And that will probably be the only time that this helmet is tested. However, when it comes to Snell, they roughly follow the same procedure. When a helmet is made, the manufacturer can send the helmet for testing and get a Snell certification. But what Snell also does is they randomly at times go to a store and pick up a helmet from the shelf that is Snell certified, and they will test it again to make sure that it still meets Snell standards. Now, what this does is it keeps or makes sure that the manufacturer maintains the quality of his helmets even way after it's got its certification, which may not necessarily be true when it comes to DOT. Now, ECE follows a different methodology altogether. They also perform the same tests. However, what ECE requires is that every batch of helmet that is manufactured, needs to be tested. So every batch of helmets are tested, not just one single helmet of a particular model. So that's mainly the difference between the way these three bodies test helmets. Now, safety standards for a helmet are important, but what is more important than that is the fit of the helmet. It's extremely important that you buy the right size helmet that fits you well, because you could have a Snell certified helmet and it may not fit you well, but in the event of a crash, it's still not going to protect you. Because if you're able to take the helmet off with one hand easily, then that's definitely not a good fit for you. Now, a helmet is supposed to fit snugly on your head. Say, when you move the helmet left and right, your head should not be able to slide inside. Or rather, when you move your helmet with your hand, your head should also turn. And that is what is the right fit for a helmet. Now, another important factor is the type of helmet. Helmets come in various shapes and sizes, and they are actually designed for a particular purpose. Now, most people don't know this, but there are helmets designed specifically for racing, some designed for the street, some meant for motocross. Now, a very popular helmet in India is the Vega motocross helmet. I believe that's what it's called. A lot of people buy this helmet. It costs roughly around 1200 Indian rupees, and it's, I think, the most common helmet that you find in any segment of bikes. Say big people on superbikes also sometimes wear it, which is again kind of strange. But one thing is, as the name suggests, it is a motocross helmet and it's not meant for street use. A motocross helmet is designed to be used with a neck brace. I'll put up an image of the neck brace somewhere here to just show you what neck brace is. So it's only when you use the motocross helmet with this neck brace is it actually designed to protect you. So please, unless you're into motocross and you're on a dirt bike on a dirt track, please don't buy a motocross helmet for street use. It's not the safest option. Now, the features that a helmet offers is also an important factor when you're buying a helmet. So, if you're living in a hot place, or rather in any major city in India, it would be sensible to buy a helmet that's got air vents, so that it could keep you cool and basically more comfortable in general. Another factor which I feel is extremely important when you're buying a helmet is the ability to remove the inner lining. Now, the advantage that it offers you is, if you can remove this inner lining, you will also be able to wash it, and therefore your helmet remains more clean. And when it is clean, it's not going to really have those bad smells, which sometimes is the reason people don't like to wear helmets, because they're smelling all the time. Another key thing that I find important is an internal sun visor, like this helmet has one. So the advantage of this is, if you're someone who goes to work during the day and when you get back it's dark, it doesn't really make sense for you to carry a clear visor for the night and a dark visor for the morning. This is something that is more practical. So when you're going to work during the day, you can just flip this thing down, so that the glare of the sun doesn't affect you while you're riding. And while you're on your way back, you could just use the clear part of the visor. Are some essential things that you should keep in mind when buying a helmet. If you guys feel that there are some other factors that you need to keep in mind while you buy a helmet, do let me know in the comments. Also, let me know if you liked this video or if you hated it. And if you did like it and found it useful, do share it on a social media channel of your choice, so that it could help some friends of yours out there who are probably looking to buy a helmet.